What's happening, guys? So, just a very quick video, but at the same time, I have to make sure I put something up because I think as a black YouTuber, and obviously I'm in the UK, again, we're nearly at 2,000 subscribers, so thank you very much again for the support, guys. This is not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but at the end of the day, guys, if you're basically a YouTuber, you have a platform, you can use that platform. It's not about monetization at this point in time, and it's just about, in my opinion, um, solidarity with your fellow man and understanding what's going on. So obviously, I'm UK based for a lot of things that are going on. Obviously, in the States, it's a different perspective. It's a different type of mindset. It's very much a different mindset in the United States compared to the UK. But at the same time, racism is still racism. Justice is injustice, and it's going on all over the world. This is nothing new. And again, it's a shame that it has to get to this point before some of the key things that many black people throughout the whole of the world are fully aware of in our communities. And again, this is not necessarily aimed at particularly any individual, but it's very clear and it has to be acknowledged that there are systems in place to keep non Caucasian people in a particular box. And ultimately, if you come out of that box, you have to also find a way to conform within this particular paradigm again. And we can see obviously what's happening all over the world in respect of the process. And again, despite me being in the UK, guys, it's not too far away from home. We would have all experienced, again, I'm only speaking for myself, can't speak for anyone else. But again, in my community as well, where I'm coming from, we've all experienced some form of racism, whether it be in the workplace, whether it be in respect of, just necessarily in maybe in the streets or universities or in school, college, wherever it may be growing up. It's not something that we can necessarily ignore. Even to the point that if we're going on holiday or we're going to travel somewhere, we also have to consider what potentially that could mean going to certain countries, potentially thinking to yourself, is this really somewhere I want to be? So there's so many things that go into it, guys, and there's so many layers. And again, I don't want to make this too political, but again, in my opinion, if you're a black YouTuber, or even a YouTuber in general to some extent, and you're still putting up videos, just ignoring what's going on all over the world, in my opinion, that's your decision. But I just feel that it makes me question what this is all about. I know there's many people that don't want to comment on things because they have brands and companies don't necessarily want to give a formal statement because they don't want to be seen as too political. But at the end of the day, it's not something, in my opinion, that you could just ignore. It's all around you, it's going on. And again, in the UK, it's very subtle when it comes to this racism. It does exist. And it may not be as in your face in the US, but it's very much apparent in the UK. So all I'm going to say, guys, is, there are many people who, again, from different communities, black communities, white communities, Asian communities, you name it, they are actually acknowledging what's going on a little bit more now. And I think it's important, as I say, just to keep an open mind, be aware that, again, a lot of the things that we're seeing for writing is not from the genuine people who actually want to make a stand on, do peaceful demonstration, and highlight obviously the injustices that are taking place. The rioting is not taking place from people who are have that mindset. That there are people out there who are generally looking to cause trouble. And again, that's not necessarily black people, that's white people, and as other people from different communities are going into communities they don't live in and causing trouble there as well, which is not the aim of, obviously in the name of George Floyd, but it's not just about him. Again, we can see now, because of this scale, it's more to do with an acknowledgement as well, about the global injustice that's taking place, on such a scale that it's just so blatant for us in our communities, black people in our communities. We see it all the time, but again, it's only now maybe the media is choosing to take, some form of, not necessarily stance, but maybe a deeper look into it than they would have done before. So it's not an easy subject, guys. As I say, my fragrance channel has always been obviously about fragrances. I've never got into comments over things of this nature, but I just feel like it'd be irresponsible of me to be doing what I'm doing. My little channel, which only has, to say, 2,000 subscribers or so, and there's other channels with 100,000 subscribers, and there's not one single mention of it. And I think that's disgusting, in my opinion. Not even just to acknowledge and say, well, I give some form of acknowledgement to what's going on, and obviously we wish those that are affected by these things, to basically strive and keep going. And I do hope there is change now. All the four policemen have been charged. It doesn't necessarily mean they've been convicted, so obviously we have to wait and see what happens there. But I just feel it's there's so much going on around us, especially with COVID-19, especially with obviously what's happened with George Floyd, and people are getting to a point of a bit of a tipping edge. And it appears again, so many people as well have lost their jobs, and all these different things going on at the same time. So, it'd be a shame to ignore what's going on around you, in my opinion, without making some form of stand. And I think it's just wrong to not even acknowledge what's going on. But again, each to their own. That's entirely a decision. Some people could say, well, it's not my fight, so what's the problem? So, that's their decision. But in some way, shape, or form, we're probably all affected by this. So again, if you're out there, guys, just be safe, depending on obviously what you're doing, but just be safe out there. And again, I just want to just make it clear that, I'm very much behind getting justice for what's happened. And it's not just justice for him, it's justice for many other injustices that have happened through the years. It's not just now, but this is obviously brought to the forefront, I think, coined with COVID-19 and the lockdown that everyone's been facing. Again, in the UK, that doesn't mean that we're not subjected to it some way, shape, or form. And it's very important that it doesn't go, how could I say, unacknowledged as well, that things are happening in the UK. So that was just my quick point on that one, guys. Again, I'm trying not to get too political about it, but at the same time, I just can't let it pass and not say something about it. So hopefully, guys, I'll see you in the next video. This was just my perspective very quickly on this. But this is not going to be monetized. So it's, guys, as I say, if you're going to leave comments, just be respectful with the comments. Everyone's entitled to their view, and I'm just airing mine. But again, we just want justice in this particular scenario. Okay, guys, ciao.